Hi everybody, Scott Fortunoff here, President of Henry Glass Fabrics. Today I'm here to show you the May shipping collections, and as you may or may not know, most of our May collections are holiday lines, mostly Christmas. So let's get right to it. This first line is called Holiday Happy Place by Jan Shade Beach, and it is a holiday line. So let me start off right here. These are the running blocks. These probably are about 10 by 10 or 12 by 12. And you have some nice scenes here, and you could cut these out, or you could use them as is, and then you could use this part if you want as well. And here, check out the selvage. It's an interesting wreath. And then we move on to this panel. So this is a 24-inch panel of a nice winter scene, a lodge or a little home, nice little birds, a cobblestone, bicycle. Not sure who's riding their bicycle in the snow, not me, but it's cute for effect anyway. So let's move on to the supporting cast. So here we have the nice stripe with the little houses, the pine trees, a bunch of the assorted motifs. And then here you have this is like watering pails and shovels, a really kind of clever way to use them to almost make a snowflake. Here we have another stripe. And then we go here with some all over. So here you have the small versions of the bicycle, the wheelbarrow, stuff like that. Then you have the homes on the black, and then the homes on the white, and of course we have the trucks. Those always sell so well and continue to be strong, which is amazing. They've really lasted for a long time. And then we move on to the real coordinates. So you have a nice snowflake on red, you have the snowflake on black, and then you have this nice plaid, which is really nice. And by the way, I'm feeling the fabric, and this Korean printed fabric is fabulous. It's super soft. Then we have the scroll on the green, on the red, and then the green, and then we wind it down with this gray-white version. So that is Holiday Happy Place by Jan Shade Beach. The next May shipping line for Henry Glass Fabrics is Christmas Legend 2 by Bruce Park Licensing, and let's check it out. So obviously, when there's a 2, that means number 1 did well. So here we start out with the panel, or these are blocks. These are pretty big. They're probably about maybe 15 by 15. And these could probably be made into pillows, which is a lot of fun. But let's move on to the supporting cast. So we have little holly and the berries. We have Christmas tree ornaments on black. It's really nice, too. If you look in here, you can see the scroll in the background. That's kind of cool. And then we have the white ground with the Santas in the circle, and then poinsettias and other little Christmas plants in the back. And then we have the poinsettia flowers and these little white flowers and the berries. And then we move on to the scroll. So this is a nice scroll on the red. And then we have a scrolly background with snowflakes on them. Really nice job here. You can see they overlap. It's very cool. The lines go through the snowflakes. Here we have a nice plaid. The large poinsettias with some Christmas tree ornaments in the background. And then we finish it off with the stripe, which has everything in there used as stripe. And then we can't forget, check out the little selvage. We have a Santa reading off his Christmas list from all the gifts that he has to deliver. And that is Christmas Legend by Bruce Park Licensing. The next line shipping for Henry Glass in May is Cavalier Crows by Jan Mott. This is an autumn or harvesty type line. And here we start out with the 24-inch panel with these large crows on top of the pumpkins with the beautiful sunflowers. Love the way this guy's standing right on there. Marcus, can you zoom in here? We got a little selvage with the little pumpkins. Cute. And then here we did a Cavalier Crows apron, which is very nice. That'll be great to bake an apple pie or pumpkin pie or something. And then here we have another panel. This is 24 inches with the different blocks. And, of course, you could cut these out or use them as is. And really lovely with the crows and the pumpkins again and sunflowers. So here we move on to the supporting cast that I like to call it. And here we have the stripe with same thing, sunflowers, pumpkins, crows. And then we move on to the smaller prints, the little flowers on a greenish color, black ground flowers, and then these little squares with the stars, and then on the other squares there's some little vines. Then this awesome pumpkin print, the sunflowers on black, the crows on this rust color with a couple little flowers. and then we go to the really small print. So a little star and these little vines. So we have the cream, the rust, and then the black. So that is Cavalier Crows by Jan Mott. The next Henry Glass May shipping line is Countdown to Christmas by Janet Ray Nesbitt. And this line doesn't have any panels. It's all just all over. So here we start out with the Christmas tree ornaments. Really fun. And, you know, these are in Janet's usual rich colors, the burgundies, the dark greens, the rust. So here we move on. Again, another Christmas tree ornaments with some flowers and plants, some words in the background, which is a nice little touch. And then she also has that on the green. And then she also has it on white, which looks very different, but very cool. And then we move to a little dot on blue, dot on white. This is a word print. It says, you know, candles burning, 4 candles burning bright, and shine 6, shine on through the night. So fun little design here. We did it on burgundy and then on the white. And then we have this little bit of a wonky plaid, a little bit swervy. We have it on the green, then the rust. And then here's the countdown. We did it on white, green, and red. And then at 25 for December 25th is highlighted, right, Marcus? And then we have the Christmas tree little coordinate here on the in red on the little gray ground, green on green, and burgundy on burgundy. So that is Countdown to Christmas by Janet Ray Nesbitt of One Sister Design. Next up for Henry Glass for May shipping is Be Humble by Vicki McCarthy. And what's great about this line, it's both flannel and wool. So here we start out with the wool, and we have solids. We have the black, we have a brown, green, like orangey yellow, a gray, and then a light yellow, and then a cream. And then we go into the nice flannels, and these are double brushed. They feel really nice. So you have this kind of plaid. You have this really soft design, white with cream. You have that same design with the gold. Then you have a green houndstooth, a gold houndstooth, this same design in the gray, and then a bias plaid, and then this a little geometric. So the nice thing about this line is it has a block of the month, and it's called Be Humble, obviously, and it's a 6-month block of the month, and it ends up being 54 by 54. So that's that, and then this is a little flyer that we made that you'll get, and then on the back you have all the kidding details. So that is the Be Humble collection and the Be Humble block of the month for Henry Glass by Vicki McCarthy. Hi everybody, Scott Fortunoff here, president of Studio E Fabrics. Today I wanted to dazzle you with the awesome new May collections from Studio E Fabrics. The first line is called 12 Days of Christmas by Sue Ellen Brown. Let's check it out. So here we start off with this nice 24-inch panel, and this reminds me of the Coke commercial. I don't know why, with all the singing polar bears, but it's very cool. And you could see the nice selvage. She did little snowflakes, but it's very dynamic. It looks like it has movement and all these different animals, whether it's a polar bear, a reindeer. They're all having a grand old time. Penguins. And here you have the star at the top of the Christmas tree. So very, very cool design. And let's move on. So here we have the stripe, which has those same guys, the polar bears, these awesome candies. I love those mints, very refreshing. Then we have these little blocks, different size rectangles and squares with the different motifs that you could cut out or use it as is. And then we move on to the smaller prints. Here we have the little gifts with the scroll background and the little deers coming out of the presents. And then we have that mint again, which I love, the swirly mint. Polar bears dancing with the gifts and juggling. And then the polar bears playing the drums. And then the penguins orchestrating some music. And those are actually seals, it looks like. The seals are swimming around, dancing, bouncing the Christmas tree ornaments on the nice snowflake ground print. And then we go to the snowflake ground. We have the snowflakes on red, gray, and blue. And then we have the reindeer playing hockey. And then we finish off with this very cool print, really very functional. You could cut it and use it in a lot of different ways, but it kind of wraps it all up in a nice, pretty bow. And you have a little bit of everything there on the black ground. And as I always like to say, when I started in the business, my dad told me everything on black looks awesome, and that is very true. And that is still the case. So that is 12 Days of Christmas by Sue Ellen Brown for Studio E Fabrics. The next May shipping line for Studio E is Marytown by Charlotte Fultz. Let's check it out. So here we start out with this awesome 36-inch panel. What's great about the 36-inch panel, of course, is that you could just put a few borders on and have a quilt pretty quickly. But this is great with Mr. and Mrs. Claus and their great house and the cookies and the gifts and all your traditional Christmas motifs, snowflakes, the red cardinal, gifts down here, little peppermint sticks. And then check out how cool the selvage is. They did like running lights, Christmas tree lights, very clever. And then we move on to the other panel. This is a 24-inch panel. These blocks are probably 10 by 10 or 12 by 12. And you could cut them out or use this as is. And then we move on to the supporting cast. We have a nice stripe with Mr. and Mrs. Claus, the gifts, the reindeer, their house, some snowflakes, some cookies, some peppermints. And then we moved on to the pack character motif all over, which is all the characters, Santa, snowmen, all they're packed in. And then we have a toss of all the characters, the gifts, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, the deer. We have a candy cane stripe, a bias stripe, an all-over snowman print with snowflakes in the background, candy canes, the cardinals on the pine trees, the gifts, and then we move on to a geometric, another geometric, snowflake on black, snowflake on gray, the Christmas tree lights on the black and on the white, and then nice Christmas plaids. So that is Marytown by Charlotte Fultz for Studio E Fabrics. Next up for May is Chickadee Christmas Choir by Luci Cravato. Another winter theme or Christmassy line, and it's got these adorable little chickadees in it. And before we get going, let me show you the selvage. Really cute here. This is actually 2 panels because we got 2 selvages. But anyway, so these nice blocks, these are probably about maybe 6 by 6, have all these different little motifs in them. You could use them as is or cut them out. Peace and joy, the birds, blessing, mistletoe kisses, really sweet, nice little snowflake, wood grain. I like the way they have the wood grain theme running throughout. You'll see that more here when I show you the supporting cast. Here we have a 24-inch panel of the bird tree and the bird carrying the little berries. And I love this little bow up here holding up the tree house. The birdhouse. And then we have the berries and the snowflakes and again the wood grain on the side. So then moving on here we have the birdhouses with some snowflakes and holly and little berries. We have the chickadees in a little different shape playing around, and then we have the chickadees on the trees with the pine cones, and then we have the berries on the white, and then the berries on the dark green, and then that great wood grain in red. It's really so rich and nice, and little chickadees, and then we have the wood grain on light brown and gray with the different poinsettia and pine cones and little berries, and then we move on to the little leaves. Snowflake on the red wood grain, and then snowflakes on the brown wood grain, and then a little scrolly motif. So that is Chickadee Christmas Choir by Luci Cravato. Next up for Studio E is Snow Dog Express by Jeff Allen. Let's check it out. So here we start off with these different blocks that again you could cut out or use as is. And while we're here, let me show you the cute little selvage they did here. They did a train for the Snow Dog Express with the caboose in the front, and then a bunch of different little trains in the back. The caboose is the front one, right? Mm-hmm. Nice. And then we have a 36-inch panel with all these dogs. And listen, of course, I have a dog, a puppy, so I could totally relate and appreciate this. And of course, everyone always wants to find their dog, so hopefully your dog is well represented here. But also what's nice about this, it's 36 inches, so you could add some borders, and have a nice, quick, and easy quilt. So not only is this part great, but you have this nice part with the train. Look how great it is, colorful, and you could use this like that. So very functional there. So moving on, we have the stripe with the train and the dogs on the train, and then we mix in the plaid and the snowflakes, which you will see down here. So then here we have an all-over toss of the different items with the snowman, the skis, the lantern, hats, all different stuff like that. Another all-over binoculars, hats, luggage, little postcards, And then we move on to the plaid with the dogs, and then the plaid regular. And then we have a nice snowflake on black, snowflake on a seafoamy color or aqua or sea glass. And then we have the dogs driving in the car, little lanterns, Christmas trees, hats. And then we have the skiing Santa, and Santa in different poses with the dogs with the snowflakes in the background. So that's Snow Dog Express by Jeff Allen for Studio E. Next up for Studio E is a 108 collection. It's called First Frost. And a couple years ago, we introduced a snowflake on 108 around Christmas time, and it did really well. So we've been continuing with that. So this one is this awesome snowflake and different snowflake sort of shapes. You have the colorful one, and then you have the white one, and then you have the tone-on-tone one that works with this gray ground. So then we have the white ground with the blue. You got a little bit of green and purple in there too, which is really a nice little touch. And then we have the red ground with the white snowflakes, and then yellow, and then the kind of red on red. And then we move over to the blue version, the blue ground version with the shades of green and blue. Really cool, fun, really nice job there. And then the teal version, which has some nice purple and green and blue, and then the white snowflake. And then we finish it off with the black snowflake, which has, the black ground with the white snowflake, and then you have some blue, light blue, and then you have some purple. So lots of shades in here, really nice touch, very elegant, and I'm sure this would make any winter or Christmas quilt look awesome. So this is First Frost by Studio E. It's a new 108 collection. Hi everybody, good afternoon. Scott Fortunoff here, president of the Blank Quilting Corporation. Today I want to show you our May shipping collections, and the first line is called Feeling Frosty by Diane Cater, and it's a nice winter line or Christmas line, and we have the great blocks here. So this is a panel with the repeating blocks. These are probably about 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, and you could use them as is or cut it out, and then you could strip this if you want. And then we move on to this big panel. This is a 36-inch panel. Great panel here with the snowman and polar bear and reindeer and little penguin and a nice little plaid on the outside border. So here, let's go to the supporting cast. So we have this fun stripe. It says Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. And then you have this nice row of all the characters. And then we have a penguin toss all over, and then a snowman toss all over. And then we go down to here where we have the different holiday labels, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Christmas tree ornaments on the green ground, and all over scenic with all the different characters, some trees, a little snow, packed characters all in there, all of them tied in there, really cute, snuggling up. And then we go to the really basic stuff, the snowflake, and this is white on white. I don't know if you're able to see it sometimes when I do that. It's better. But it's a pigment white on white snowflake that looks just like this one, but it's white on white. And then you have the red one, and then we have the Christmas presents and the little tags with the date. So that is Feeling Frosty by Diane Cater. The next May shipping line from Blank Quilting is called Making Spirits Bright, and it's by Emma Leach. And it's another holiday line. This is the holiday month of May, and that is when we ship all of our holiday lines. So here we go. This is awesome. Nice 36-inch panel with everything that you need to make this fun advent calendar. Really fun, really cute. If you want to play it with your kids or whatever, it's really great. So those are always good. Those sell really well for us. And then here we have a nice 24-inch panel with this lovely Christmas tree and all these fun ornaments, some snowflakes on the black wood grain, which always does really well for us. So then we go into the supporting cast. We have a nice stripe with the different seasonal motifs like skates and sleds and skis. Then you have the snowman, then you have the homes, and then it keeps repeating. And then we move on, and we have the Christmas tree ornaments with some foliage. We have these nice peppermint candies wrapped up almost in like a wreath with snowflakes in the background. We have these little signage, I guess, like candy canes, hot chocolate, ice skating rentals, so really cute. And then you have an outdoor scenic with the trees, the skates, the skiing, all that fun stuff, and the homes. You even have a little ski lift, chairlift. And then we have the houses all over, packed snowmen, gingerbread cookies, and then we finish it off with this great snowman print with the great pine trees in the background. So that is Making Spirits Bright by Emma Leach. The last May shipping line for Blank Quilting is called Mistletoe Magic by Lily Ford. And here we start with this great 36-inch panel. This kind of black ground, that like chalk feel, does really well. We've had that in the past, and it's done really well. Then you have this great snow globe with this great red truck in the middle, and that truck has been in so many of our lines across the companies, and it's remained popular for so long. It's pretty unbelievable. But there you have that great 36-inch panel, and then we move on to these blocks, and these are repeating blocks. They look about 10 by 10, so you could use them as is or cut them out. And they have the nice cute saying, the most wonderful time of the year, merry and bright, peace, holly jolly Christmas, and so on. So here we move on to the stripe, and we have this gingerbread house, those trucks again, a few Christmas words, and then it keeps repeating back. Ooh, I like the little marshmallows in there. And then we move to the all-overs. Here we have a set print of a gingerbread house and wreaths with some words in it. We go to the black and white snowflake, the gray and white snowflake, a nice bias kind of candy cane stripe, very fun, and then some all over. So you have the all over with all the holiday motifs, with your little coffee or tea, a little gingerbread house, hot chocolate, and then the truck print tossed with some little foliage in the background, and then these nice poinsettias, and then some more Christmas foliage. So that is Mistletoe Magic by Lily Ford, and those are the May shipping lines from the Blank Quilting Corporation. I'm Scott Fortunoff, signing off. Thanks for your time. Bye.